have had my Harvest Right freeze dryer for 3 months now. I wanted to make a video and let you all know my thoughts about freeze dryer ownership and if I am regretting this purchase. If you're someone who's been following me for a little while now, you probably already know the answer to that question. But I will give you my final answer at the end of this video. I do have some food ready to come out of my freeze dryer right now. So while I'm talking about ownership of this freeze dryer, for the last 3 months, I am going to be unpacking the food that I have in here. I have been freeze drying apples. So that's what's going to come out of the freeze dryer today. So my first thought about freeze drying and my new journey in the freeze drying world is that it has been much easier than I expected it to be. I have been able to do so many different kinds of foods already, so many different candies, and for the most part, they have all turned out wonderfully. There is a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to figuring out how to prepare certain foods to go in your freeze dryer, but with a little online research, it has not been too hard. And that is what motivated me to want to make these videos for other new freeze dryers, because I had a hard time finding easy how-to videos about freeze drying. That's what motivated me to start this channel, DIY Freeze Dry, and just so that I could help others who are learning along the way. I am still learning as I go and hoping to help others. So that was my first idea, was that it has definitely been easier than I thought it was going to be to actually do the freeze drying. I already have a large library in my previous videos of everything that I have freeze dried that show you step-by-step processes on how to do those things. So if you are interested and you have not seen any of those videos, I will tag some of my previous videos here that you can easily click on. You can also head to my page and just look around and see the things that I've done and see if that helps give you any ideas. So another thing that I do get asked quite often about freeze drying is the toll that it takes on my electric bills. So far, I have only owned this for 3 months. I can't tell for sure if it has caused a huge spike in our electric bill. If it has been fairly minimal. Also, this home that we're in, we just moved into last summer. So I really don't have a history on the wintertime, our average bills compared to previous years because we just moved here. Our bills here in the winter for electricity have been very high as we live in Alaska and we are running our heater a lot. So time will tell. I will let you know on the Harvest Right website, they do give you an average electric usage. I'm gonna look that up for you real quick. On the Harvest Right website, there is a frequently asked questions tabs at the bottom, which is a great resource. So I have the medium-sized freeze dryer. It says for the small and medium dryers, at peak, the freeze dryer draws about 15 amps, but on average, about 9 to 11 amps of power per hour. A dedicated 20 amp circuit is recommended, but it is not required for the medium size. It is required for the larger sizes than the medium. This says your freeze dryer will cost an estimated $1.25 to $2.80 a day, depending on power costs in your area. So that's just an idea of what you're looking at power-wise if you're running this thing all the time, like I am. To go along with what I have enjoyed about freeze drying, I love how easy it is to be able to take nice fresh foods with you when you are traveling. I am actually packaging up these apples for my mom, who is getting ready to attend a volleyball tournament that she is traveling to from where she lives. And she wanted to be able to bring apples with her to have as a snack there. And this makes it so easy because she can toss these bags of apples in her luggage. They are not going to go bad. They're not going to spoil. They're not going to brown or get soggy. They are just going to be their delicious, crisp, nice, fresh state as they are when they just come right out of the freeze dryer. And she can eat them anytime she wants there. That's another huge perk to freeze drying foods. She's able to pack healthy, fresh, delicious things and take it with her, and she can use it whenever she wants. That's one thing that I love about freeze drying. While I'm working on these, I did want to bring up my next point, which was that there were more expenses associated with the freeze dryer than just the initial buying of the freeze dryer. As I've been using my freeze dryer more and more, I have needed a few more accessories to make my freeze drying easier and packaging easier. Like these little bags. I bought these Mylar candy bags off of Amazon, and this is what I package most of my candies in. I don't normally store food in them, but they work just fine for food. They are leak proof, seal proof. You can heat seal the lid shut, and they also have a convenient zipper, which is nice for if you are just going to be snacking on them. But I mean, these are an extra expense. I also have purchased more oxygen absorbers. The Harvest Right freeze dryer does come with a pack of oxygen absorbers, but you'll go through those quickly and you'll need to buy more. The Harvest Right ones has the nice big ones that are great for storing in the big Harvest Right bags of food, but I got these smaller oxygen absorbers that I use in these smaller bags for things that I want to have those in. There are a few other accessories that I have purchased that I will show you. These little guys here are tray stackers that are from Amazon that you stick on your trays in each corner, and then you're able to stack them up. And this is helpful for when I'm pre-freezing my foods before I stick them in the freeze dryer. I can have them all together, stacked up and into the freezer so that I'm not having to find 4 different shelves for them to sit on. So these are something that is convenient to have. Wow, I am just dropping everything. This is a handy little PVC cutter that I bought for cutting candy. I do make lots of candy with my freeze dryer, and certain candies puff up really big, and I like to cut the candies up into smaller sizes so that they can fit in packages better and so they don't explode in the freeze dryer, because I have had some puff up so big where they reach the top and just make a mess. So this is a handy tool. This cuts Jolly Ranchers very well. It cut my taffy well. I think that's all I've really used it for. Oh, and I think I cut my harder caramels with it too. Very handy. This was another purchase. I've also bought things like mason jars. I have a food saver, which I like to use with my mason jars. And so there's just other things that you might want to have to be able to make your freeze dryer usage easier. It is great that when you purchase it, it does come with literally everything you need to freeze dry. It comes with bags, it comes with oxygen absorbers, it comes with the oil, it comes with your heat sealer so that you can seal up your bag. So you can use it for a good month or two without having to buy anything, but that is something to be aware of. You do need to eventually buy some more things to go along with it. Along that same topic, I want to let you know that I am an affiliate with Harvest Right. If you do need to purchase any freeze dryer accessories, or if you are on the hunt to purchase an actual freeze dryer, I have a special shopping link that you can use, which will be in the video description below. If you click that link, it'll take you directly to the Harvest Right website. Any purchases that you make through my unique link, I do earn a small commission with, and I am so appreciative to any of you who decide to shop through my link. It helps support me and this channel to be able to make fun videos for you guys. So that's always an option, and I will have that listed in the description below. And thank you so much for all of your support. I want to show you all the apples I got in this freeze drying run. Again, I have the medium-sized freeze dryer, and we filled up most of the trays. There was room for a little bit more, but this was all the apples we had. But this is a good amount of apples that we now have preserved. And these will last in the Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers for like up to 20 years, which is awesome. So another thing I wanted to talk about in this review is the oil situation. I have the Premier oil pump with my medium freeze dryer. This pump does require frequent oil changes. In the 3 months that I've had it, I am about to do my third oil change. So I guess for me, for how much I'm running my machine, it's about once a month. The machine will tell you when it's time to change the oil. Before I did these apples, it told me it was time to change the oil. So that is my next job. I'm going to change this oil before I do any more freeze drying runs. It certainly is not hard to change the oil. I do have a video on exactly how to do it, which I will link here if you are interested in that process. But it's not hard. It's just one of those maintenance tasks that you need to be aware of that come along with owning a freeze dryer. They do sell an oil-free pump where you do not have to change the oil. It's just more expensive. So whatever you prefer when you're looking at freeze dryers. If you want to deal with the maintenance or if you prefer to pay more and not have the maintenance. The last thing I wanted to touch on in this review video was the savings that you really can create with using a freeze dryer. In my last video that I did, I recreated a Mountain House meal, those MRE meals that people use for when they're camping and on the go to have food when you don't actually have to cook it. You just add hot water to. I did a video recreating one, and the price per serving for the original Mountain House was around $5. I cut it down to $1.31 per serving. Now, I did realize that I didn't include my packaging costs in that video, so it probably was closer to $2 a serving. But if you're someone who buys a lot of those camping meals, that cost difference can definitely add up. And then you can make your meals the way you want. You know, they're fresh from your home where the ingredients are coming from. And so I think that's a huge plus when it comes to freeze drying. Another way that I have utilized my freeze dryer to save money and actually earn some money is by selling candy. I sell candy locally here in my community, and that has been super fun. I have a couple buyers who buy from me every week. They really love the freeze-dried Big Hunks and the freeze-dried caramel M&Ms. But also Skittles are super popular. Jolly Ranchers are super good. Saltwater Taffy is amazing. Nerds Clusters, those are awesome. That's a fun way that you can help recoup the cost of your freeze dryer is by selling candy. That has been fun. My kids absolutely love doing it. They love when we make freeze drying candy videos here on this channel because of course they love doing the taste tests. That's super fun. So that's just another thing I wanted to point out, that I have been able to recoup some of the cost of the freeze dryer. I am nowhere near at the point where I have made up the cost of the freeze dryer yet. But it's a fun little way to earn a little bit of extra money is by selling candy. That's just a thought if you were ever interested in that. Okay, so after everything I've talked about, the question is, do I regret my freeze dryer purchase? What do you think? No way! I love my freeze dryer. I love it, love it, love it. I highly recommend anyone who is on the fence about buying a freeze dryer, find a way to make it happen. It is so fun, so worth it, especially if you are someone who likes to keep a supply of food and you have been buying prepackaged year supply foods. We have bought in from different companies food that is just comes stored in these tubs, and it's just emergency food to have on hand if you're ever find yourself in a situation where you need it. We are kind of preppers in that way, so we have purchased those. But now that I have the freeze dryer, we don't have to spend the big bucks on that food anymore. I can make my own. I can make the exact food that my family likes to eat and know that I will be able to have that available if we ever needed it. If you're like me and you have kids that are very picky eaters, This is a huge, huge, huge deal. I can freeze dry the fruits that I know that they like. The veggies, there's only a few that they like. But I can have those available with those pre-done foods. Yes, it is food that you can survive on. But is it food that your kids are going to actually want to eat? I don't know. Not mine. Yeah, I would force them to. But with this, I can make things that I know that they're going to eat, that I know I'm going to want to eat. And that's just a secure, nice feeling. So now I don't regret buying it. I love that I have this freeze dryer. I am making these videos to help educate others on the whole freeze drying process. Hit that subscribe button if you are interested in seeing all the other things that I freeze dry. I come out with new videos all the time of meals, fruits, veggies, meat, candies, all the things. It's been so fun doing these videos. I hope you're enjoying them because I am definitely enjoying making them. If you have any questions about buying a freeze dryer, any questions about freeze drying in general, please leave them in the comments. I will answer them to the best that I can. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. Feel free to always leave any questions or anything you want. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, like button. I appreciate that. I will see you all on the next freeze drying adventure.